Good morning, guys. I'm so annoyed by this noise I'm hearing. Today is the day that I go home. I'm just like, what is this? What are you doing? I think the last time I saw you guys or I recorded anything for real was me being in Santa Marta before I went to Minka. Minka was amazing. Yeah, Minka was nice. I didn't record anything there, honestly. Minka, honestly, it was my last like real destination before coming back here to Bogota. I am in Bogota right now. This is where I'm leaving and going back to the States from. I took pictures, but like, I don't know. Minka for me was kind of like my relaxing, like, just chill and just enjoy and like, you know, bask in your last moments, you know? I just feel so grateful. I feel so powerful. I think a big part of this experience for me was me learning about myself and me improving myself in the most necessary ways. I'm going back to the States now with a whole new understanding. This past, like, what, month and a half, I've been alone. I've definitely had a lot of time to think. I've had a lot of time to dream. I had a period where my dreams were so freaking vivid. Like, I was literally, like, I felt like there were times where my dreams were so vivid. It's like you're just straight up having conversations with your subconscious at this point. Like, you can't even blame it on the moon, the stars. I mean, you could, but at this point, you're straight up having conversations in your sleep with your subconscious. I've learned a lot about myself. You know, not that everything is, you know, negative, but I've learned a lot about myself too that made me realize, like, oh, so this is why you are the way you are, or this is why these certain things bother you. You may feel like, you know, why I shouldn't be bothered by this. Why am I bothered by this? This is why it bothers you. And not that it's a bad thing, like, more so helping me realize, like, these things bother you because they're supposed to bother you. The fact that that specific thing bothers you, it's what's going to push you to create a change that's necessary in this world. Just learning and growing and understanding, and yeah. Just to update you guys really quick on like money stuff. So when I got to Santa Marta, because this is a balling on a budget episode, right? Let me stay on task. When I was in Santa Marta, I went to 3 different restaurants and had vegan food. I'm not gonna lie, Santa Marta all the way up until last night was my time to kind of like, I kind of let loose that whole oh, I'm not gonna spend any money. Like, I got rid of all of that. I stopped feeling that. I stopped thinking that. I treated myself, you know? I don't want to say I treated myself, but like, I rewarded myself. There it is. It was my last week, my last like location before today, and I just started to reward myself and just, you know, kind of splurge a little bit. The first place I went to, I probably spent like maybe 36,000 pesos, which translated to like maybe $9 or $10. At another restaurant, the second restaurant I went to, I think it might have been like maybe like $45,000, maybe $48,000, and that was probably like 12, no more than $15. The third restaurant, I spent 21,000, and that one was really good. Really, all of them were really good, but I think that third restaurant was my favorite because it was super strictly vegan. Not only was it the cheapest, but it was the most like, this is vegan. There's nothing here that's not vegan. Oh, well, no, just kidding. There were a couple things that had like cheese, but other than cheese, like, this is vegan. I was here for it. I loved it, and everything was so good. So yeah, but that was 21,000. So the 3 meals when I went out in US dollars, like, no more than $30, honestly, between all of them, or no more than 35. We'll say 35 to be safe. I spent money on groceries because going to Minka, And I'm so glad I did this. I was so smart to have done this. Oh, I went to a dollar store and I think I spent like maybe 2,000 pesos on a little bowl for me because I made some like sauteed plantain, carrot, tomato, spinach. That's all it was. I just sauteed a bunch of plantain with some carrot, tomato, spinach, onion, garlic, and just sauteed that all together, and I just made a whole big bowl of it and took it with me to Minca because the hostel I was staying at in Minca was in the middle of the freaking mountains. Was in the middle of the freaking mountains, and they didn't give you kitchen access. So at my Santa Marta hostel, I just cooked my stuff up, and so that I had dinner for the next few days while I was in Minca, and it ended up being very convenient. That was good. I'm glad I did that. So that was the way that I cut costs. So yeah, no more than $10 to $15 for groceries in Santa Marta. And I want to say that includes, because I also had a couple of moments in Santa Marta where it is something about these pastries here, y'all. They do these like, they're not croissants, but they like, it's like the consistency of it is like a croissant. And I have been like, ooh, y'all, like I had that first one, and since then, like if I pass a place and I see them, I'm getting one because they be so cheap. They're like 1,000 pesos, but it's like this big like puff pastry type situation, and they'll either fill it with arequipe or I think it's guaybana, but I could be wrong. Oh, I took the bus a couple times, but that was cheap. So I want to say all of that was like no more than 35,000 pesos, no more than $15 US. When I got to Minca, I spent money on like getting like desserts. So I got 3 slices of cake, I got a cookie, and I got jugo de lulo. Oh, jugo de lulo is the best. It is the best. That ended up being, it was 6,000 for each of those, so that was like 30,000 I spent. Casas Viejas by Messiah is where I stayed in Minca. I want to say my stay there came out to, after like the 30,000 that went towards like the desserts and stuff that I ate, I think my total came out to like 235,000 pesos. So like no more, I think that was like what, like 60 bucks. And I stayed there for 6 nights, and yeah, stayed there for 6 nights, and I had 5 treats that were $6,000 each. So all of that together came, when I checked my account, I think it came to like 60 bucks, 65 bucks, something like that. It was 8,000 pesos for me to get from Santa Marta, to take the bus from Santa Marta to Minca, and it was another 8,000. I lucked up on a nice little moto ride. That was like a 30-minute ride, y'all, probably like 40-minute ride to get to Santa Marta, and I just lucked up. I was just, you know, looking and enjoying it. It was so nice, and it was cheap, like a moto ride that long. But yeah, 8,000 pesos, and that was great. I super lucked up on that. I was so grateful to that guy, and I got a little bit of a workout because I was like holding all my stuff, and like I was like leaning back a little bit, and my stomach was like getting this little, you know, getting this little ab situation. When I get back to the States, I'm doing everything I can to gain weight because you know, I feel like a child. Look at me. Where the ass at? Where'd it go? It's okay. I spent like 130,000 on airport stuff for my stay here. Was it 20 bucks? Maybe, we'll say it's 20 bucks. And then yesterday, well, no, okay. My first night here, I went to El Gato Gris. That's a restaurant here in Bogota. And I think my total came out to maybe like 30-something thousand. I might have, yeah, I might have spent like 36,000 total, so that's like 10 bucks again. And then last night I met up with my friend Jamie, my Bogota friend. I met her in San Andres along with Alessandra and Patricia. I'm working on rolling my R's, guys. I met up with Jamie yesterday for my last day, and she took me to this beautiful place. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. Freaker. I think it was like something Florida in it. Something. Oh, it was so cute though. I didn't take any pictures there. It was my last day. I really just enjoyed the moment and just talked to Jamie, caught up with her because she had just came, her and the girls, they had just came from, oh, and Christian and Joelle, you know, like we were just talking, just having girl chat, you know, and having a good time and enjoying my last night here. It was good. I actually have some leftovers from that. I'm gonna be eating that when I leave. I need to hurry up and go because I need to get to the airport in enough time to get a COVID test and get my results in time for my freaking flight. So I need to wrap this video up. The restaurant we went to yesterday, that total was like $43,000, which is like, again, like maybe $10-12, not a lot at all. So yeah, that's how much money I've spent so since we last spoke. Here is the room I am in, y'all. This is what the room looks like. This is a really cute hostel because you get your little personal balcony. This whole room ended up being mine. Again, I told you guys that because I'm the only one here. So this is where I was at. I need to get my life together. Look at me. Look at me, Jesus. Okay.